नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं दीरयते नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you for joining this very short notice. Today is a very special day, Vijaya Dasami. Vijaya Dasami is, as name indicates, it's a victory of good over evils. So this is the day kind of Ramayana ended, like Ravana was killed, and also in Mahabharata the Kauravas killed and the Pandavas won the war. So this is the very special day. So today we will discuss a few points about Ramayana, few personalities we'll discuss. We'll start with Lord Ram. Lord Ram is Supreme Personality Godhead, who is the Maryada Purushottama, who has appeared in the Treta Yuga, who is Lord Krishna himself appeared in the Rama's form, who is to kind of kill the demon Ravana, and the whole pastime, evolves around that. So word Rama means the one who gives a pleasure. So that personality who gives pleasure to every living entity is Rama, and he is Ekapatni Vrita. So like in Krishna's pastime, that he is not following that principle, but Rama's pastime is Ekapatni Vrita, and he is mercy personified. When you say mercy personified means is such a dayalu. So there is one nice pastime or story, like when Rama and his full entourage, the Lakshmana and team, reached Lanka. So Vibhishana and two of his associates came to surrender to Lord Ram. So when Vibhishana came, the monkeys like Hanuman and others, they got bit suspicions. Is this Vibhishana is kind of playing a spy role from Ravana's side, or is he really coming to surrender? So they, Hanuman and others suggested Ram that be careful, don't allow him to come near, come inside, because he may be spy of So Lord Rama says that whoever comes to surrender to me, even if my enemy, I will not care. I will give him mercy. So when Vibhishana came and fell at the feet of Lord Ram, Ram addressed him, a Lankeshwara. So you are the king of Lanka. So others were wondering, the war is not started, war is not done. How he become Lanka, king of Lanka? And so Ram said, yes, war is not started, war will happen, and Ravana will be killed. So so Vibhishana will be king of the Lanka. So some of the monkeys asked, my lord, what if now Ravana comes and surrender to you? You already given Lanka to Vibhishana. Now if Ravana comes and surrender, what will happen? Then Lord Ram says, I'll give my Vidya. So this is the mercy of the Lord. So if Lord the Ravana comes and surrenders, Lord Ram says, I'll give my Vidya. So that is the kind of mercy of Lord Ram. So there are so many pastimes about Lord Ram. So many things we can learn from the Lord Ram. So today we'll focus few of other pastimes also, other devotees also. So he always cares for his devotees. he always kind of respects and care for his devotees. One example is that once so happened that in every kingdom there is a service allocation, who will do what. So that they have month-wise roster is made. So that particular month the roster was made Lakshman. So Lakshman somehow did not put Hanuman's name in that. So Hanuman went and saw the list. What is my service? So Hanuman's name was not there. So Hanuman was looking for some services, and he found out that there is something which is not there. Whenever Lord Ram, the yoning, there is nobody to do this. That service is not allocated. So Hanuman says, I will do that. Of course, he stands next to Lord Ram. Whenever Lord Ram feels tired, yawning, Hanuman will do like this. So, and of course, when Lord Ram went to take rest, Hanuman followed him inside the bedroom. So Sita Mata says, "Hey Hanuman, you cannot come here." But Hanuman says, "This is my service, my lord. I mean, my mother." So then Lord Ram says, "No, don't worry. You sit outside." Now, the why I'm referring to this pastime is that how he cares for. Now, Hanuman is not sleeping outside. He is waiting when Lord Rama will call me. And Lord Rama is also not sleeping, because since devotee is not sleeping, Lord Rama is also not sleeping. So both were awake the whole night. So this is the reciprocation of Lord Ram. Like this, one more pastime. Once Hanuman went to Lord Ram's palace. So there was a register of the devotees, the names who appear, who comes to the palace. So when Hanuman saw that in the register, the Hanuman's name was not there. That the devotees who are close to Lord Ram, Hanuman's name was not there, and Hanuman went to Lord and asked Lord Ram, "My Lord, why my name is not there?" So at that time, Lord Ram took a piece of paper from his chest, from the pocket. He said, "Here is your name. Hanuman, your name is always my chest. My heart. I don't need a separate register for your name. You are always my heart." So this is how he cares for, his devotees. So like there's so many pastimes are there. So we will move on to other devotees, other characters, because today being a Vijaya Dasami, we'll try to cover other character, personalities in Ramayana also. So other personality is Lakshman, Lord Ram's brother, who is Balram. Lord Ram, Krishna, and Lakshman is Balram, and his younger brother. So he's always with the Lord Ram, never been separated from Lord Ram. Wherever Lord Ram goes, Lakshman is always there. So that is pastime goes like this. Kaikeyi asked for a boon, and Dasharatha gave the boon, and the boon was that Bharata should be made king, and Ram should be banished to forest for 14 years. So Ram very happily accepted it. Now again, understand the quality of Lord Ram. So a few days before, Dasharatha told Ram, "You will be the prince." Ram was okay. "If you say so, I'll take it." And very few days after, when Kaikeyi asked for the boon, Dasharatha gave. Lord Ram happily agreed, to go to forest. Now Lord Ram is getting ready to go to forest. Lakshman comes. They said, "My lord, I'll also come with you." So, that time Lord Ram says, "No, no, I am the one banished to the forest. Why you have to come? You don't come. You stay here. You stay with the mother and your wife. Why you are coming?" So that time Lakshmana says, "My lord, just few minutes before you told the Vasishta that we are going to the forest. So what do you mean by we? When you say we, I'm also included in that. So when you say we are going, I'm not separate from there. I'm also part of it. So I'm coming. So Lord Ram smiles and yes, you are intelligent. So that way, Hanuman, sorry, Lakshman always with the Lord Ram. And later we know how Lakshman served Lord Ram throughout the forest journey. And it's mentioned that Lakshman did not sleep even a second throughout 14 years. So this is the most important point. The 14 years, Lakshman did not sleep for a second. So once so happened that Nidra Devi, the Devi in charge of sleep, comes to Lakshman and said that, Lakshman, because of you, I am not able to sleep. Because you are not sleeping for 14 years, you are continuously not sleeping. So why don't you take rest for a few minutes at least? Close your eyes for a few minutes. Lakshman says, no, I have taken vow that I will be there, Lord Ram. When Lord Ram, my mother, and Sita, they sleep, I will be awake. And during the day, I'll be serving them. So I don't have time to sleep. Then Indra Devi asked, then what should I do? Whom should I ask? So that time, Lakshman says, maybe you can go and ask my wife. Whether she want to sleep, you can ask. So Nidra Devi comes to Lakshman's wife. So see the kind of the service attitude of those devotees. So when Nidra Devi comes to Lakshman's wife, she's also an Urmila, right? Yes. So she's also not slept for 14 years. So she says, when my husband not sleeping, how can I sleep? I will not sleep. So whole 14 years, Lakshman did not sleep. His wife did not sleep. So that is how they served Rama and Sita. So this is the mood in which Lakshman served. And to the extent was one pastime like when Bharat wanted to come to the forest, to request Ram to come back to Ayodhya. So he comes with this army. So Lakshmana, seeing this, Lakshmana thought that Bharata come to attack Lord Ram. So he immediately takes a bow and arrow. He says, my lord, I will kill Bharata also. So point is that for Ram's sake, he is ready to kill anyone. So that is the mood in which Lakshman served Lord Ram. There are like that so many pastimes that once so happened that after Bali was killed, Sugriva promised that he will arrange his Vanarasena to find Sita Mata. And after some time, he kind of forgot or he took little laziness. So that is the time again Lakshman comes to Sugriva and warns him, so that wake up now. If you don't do the what promise you have done, I will kill you. So for Lord Ram's sake, he is ready to do anything for that matter. So, and Lakshman always got a very difficult services. Very difficult in the sense, very kind of really difficult services. Example, when Sita Mata was kind of the fisherman, so the washerman gave a kind of a bad comment against Mother Sita. Lord Ram decided to banish Sita Mata to the forest. So that time he tells Lakshman, you take Sita and leave her in the forest and come. So this is time Lakshman is saying, why you asking me? But Ram being elder brother, whatever Lord Ram says, he obeys and he does that. So like that, later, after Ravana was killed, when again the Sita Mata's chasticity was in question, so that time again, Lord Ram asked Lakshman, you put a fire now, let her enter the fire. So again, that service was given to Lakshman, difficult services. And even when Ravana came in the disguise of Brahmana, and the Maricha who came in the form of golden deer, Ram went in search of deer, and there when finally the Lord Ram shoot arrow to deer, the Maricha, before dying, he calls out, hey Lakshman, please help. So that time, Sita thought that Rama is in difficulty. So Sita Mata tells Lakshman, please go and help your brother. Now here, Lakshman knew that Ram cannot be in danger. Nobody can touch Lord Ram. So actually, Lakshman says, my mother, please do not worry. Nothing will happen to Lord Ram. So, but Sita Mata did not agree, and Sita Mata insists that he should go. So when Lakshman was not going, Sita Mata uses a word, very, very harsh word, that you are staying here because your brother is dying. You won't enjoy with me. That's why you are staying. You're not going there. So when that harsh word comes to Lakshman, he puts, of course, there is Lakshman Rekha, and tells Mata that please do not step over, please do not come out of it. So then he comes. So here also Lakshman gets very, very difficult services. Later, when Ram comes back, so Ravana comes in the form of Brahman and kidnaps, Sita Mata. Again, Lord Ram asks Lakshman, I told you be there with my wife and your mother. Why did you left? So both cases, Lakshman gets the blame. One side, Mother Sita, other side, the Lord Ram. So both places, he was in a kind of a difficult situation. He was asked, do difficult services. So, but he always did his services because that was the, as younger brother, he has always obeyed his elder brother. So that is the reason, if you see, after that, whenever Balram or the came, he came as elder brother. In Dwapara Yuga, Balram was elder brother, and many time, Krishna Balram pastime, in many places, Balram need not obey the younger brother, right? So Subhadra's marriage, or so, and even when Kaurava, the Duryodhana was killed, so Balram was not happy. So being elder brother, he had a upper hand. In same way, in Kali Yuga also, he came as Nityananda Prabhu, who was elder to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because that time, Lakshmana took an oath that hereafter I will not be younger brother to Krishna. So that is how the Lakshmana's pastime. Like that, Lakshmana's also a lot of pastimes are there. We may not have time to discuss all. So a few points we'll discuss. Now we'll move on to Sita Mata. Sita Mata is another personality in Ramayana. We can learn a lot of lessons. How Lord Rama is ideal husband, Sita Mata is a very ideal wife. How she set an example how a wife should behave. When Lord Ram was banished to forest, the Kaikeyi's boon, Ram gets ready. He gets the permission from Kaushalya and leaves. So that time Sita Mata says that, my lord, I'm also coming. So Lord Ram says, no, that place is, I'm going to forest. You have a very soft foot. I mean, your the feet is so soft, and the place I'm going is full of thorns and stones. You cannot even go there, and that wild animals are there. You cannot go. You stay here. But and then Lord Ram actually gives us so many kind of guidance to Mother Sita. You need to take care of my mother Kaushalya. You need to do that duty. So many things he says. So that's the time Sita Mata says one thing to Lord Ram. My lord, don't teach me the duty of wife. My mother has taught me nicely. That is enough. My mother told me, when your husband is in difficulty, be front. When your husband is happy, be back. This is what my mother told me. I will follow that. Today you are in difficulty. I'll be in front. I will go in front of you. I will serve you. Tomorrow when you come back in the palace, I don't mind. I'll go and stay back inside. So this is the lesson Sita Mata gives, saying that whenever husband is in difficulty, wife go one step ahead to support of husband. Of course, when everything going well, she can relax. But this is a message Sita Mata gives. So like that, there's so many other pastimes also is there. So if you see the Sita who kidnapped by Ravana, what was not the original Sita, it is Maya Sita. So this point is kind of confirmed in so many shastras, acharyas confirmed that. So when the Ravana, in the disguise of Brahmana, who comes close to Mother Sita, the Agnidev can absorb Mother Sita and produced the Maya Sita there. So the personality who kidnapped by Ravana was Maya Sita. So that is the reason, if you see, after the war is done, Lord Ram asked her to enter the fire. Exactly, that's the reason. Because when she enters the fire, the Maya Sita enters the fire, actual Sita comes out of the fire. So it is Agnidev who has taken the original Sita and later, after the war, returned back to Lord Ram. So the point is that Mother Sita can be only with Lord Ram, no one else. Even otherwise also, if you see, when Hanuman reached Ashok Vat, he found Mother Sita, and uh, Hanuman says, "My mother, if you tell now, I will kill all the demons in Lanka. I can kill with the Lord Ram's mercy. I can kill, including Ravana." Mother Sita says, "No. If you kill, then my husband's name is not glorified. It is my husband Ram has to kill Ravana. So don't do that." And later Hanuman says, "My mother, you come with me. I will take you straight away to Lord Ram." Then Mother Sita says, "No, I cannot touch anyone else other than my husband. I cannot come with you. So you go and tell my Lord, let him only come." So these are the few things how Mother Sita gives the kind of ideal wife, the chaste wife's lesson to whole world. So there are so many other things also to learn. So, but due to the paucity of time, we'll restrict to few points. Then we can move on. So then another point also we can yeah. So when see another point normally kind of why did Mother Sita desire to have deer? You know, so because if you see, all the problems started from there one way. In the forest problem, I'm saying, of course, the banished to the forest is different. In the forest, if Sita had not asked for the deer, this problem would not have arisen. But that's why we need to understand, as a jiva, when we desire something, we should be very careful. Here, Sita Mata, as a jiva, desire to have you know the golden deer. Lord sanctions that. Ram went in search of and get fulfill the desire of jiva. So we need to understand that in our life also, when we desire something, you know Lord sanctions that. So but end of the day, who has to suffer? Jiva has to suffer. That's why whatever our karma, we are responsible for it. So that's why Sita had to suffer because of the one desire. So in our life also, if you see, all the so-called um, anarthas in our heart is connected to desire. Like, because my desire is not fulfilled, I get angry. My desire is not fulfilled, I have more lust. And because somebody else is enjoying, I get envy. All this are connected to desire. So if your desire is directed to Krishna's service, all these problems can be solved. So that way, Mother Sita's, there are so many other pastimes also. So we will move on to another great personality, Hanuman. Hanuman is Dasya Bhava, always serving Lord Ram. There are quite a lot of pastimes how Hanuman served Lord Ram. We'll try to discuss few points, maybe you know. So power of Hanuman as a child, once his mother was feeding him. So he saw moon. So he told his mother, I want that fruit. Who is that? Moon. So mother says, that is a moon. No, no, I want that. So he wanted moon or sun. So that was a power. He could jump up to that. So he was doing so many naughty things as a child. He was jumping on the top of the ashramas of the sages. He was doing lot of things. So the sages actually cursed him that he should forget his power till somebody reminds him. So if you see that from the childhood till the whole pastime reached to Rameshwara, when all the monkeys were near the shore of ocean, still then the Hanuman's power, he himself did not know what he can do. So when all the monkeys were waiting, who can jump, who can cross over the ocean to go to Lanka, and because Jambaba could see Mother Sita is there. So they knew Mother Sita is there. So somebody has to go. So that's why that's the time Jambavan kind of reminds Hanuman that what is the power of Hanuman. So when Jambavan reminds the power of Hanuman, then Hanuman gets ready to jump. Similarly, in our life also, we all have a power. We all have different powers, different service powers, but that has to be ignited. We have to ignite somebody else's power. We have to see each one's power to serve the Lord, how we can engage them in service of Krishna. So that is the way we all should play the role of Hanuman, sorry, play the role of Jambavan, so that others becomes Hanuman, others become the service of the Lord. We see what is a good point, a good service point in others, and engage them in Krishna's service. So like that, Hanuman's of course he jumps to Lanka. On the way also there was a lot of kind of herds comes in, lot of demons comes in, and some the people give him a service, tell him that please stay here, let take rest. But Hanuman says no, my service is to go to Lanka and bring my mother Sita and find out Mother Sita. Till then I will not rest. So in our service also, when we get some service, no rest till the service is finished. So Hanuman's, and in the process we may get so many hurdles, like so many demons may come in front of us, but our service is a motive. With that service we should be able to and go and do our service. Of course, Hanuman went to Lanka. How uh, the Ravana's team wanted to punish Hanuman. They put fire on his tail, and what Hanuman did, he burnt whole Lanka, and he did not burn Vibhishana's house. So there is a pastime goes like this. Later, once Narada Muni, when he met Hanuman, so Narada Muni says, "You are a papi." So Hanuman says, "Yeah, I am papi only, but tell me what did I do?" So Naramani says, see, you burnt all the houses in Lanka. So this is great sin you have done. Hanuman laughs and says, yes, yes. That is a sin I did for the service of the Lord. But one house I did not burn. So one house of Vibhishana I did not burn, because that's where the Lord Ram's name was coming. Wherever Lord Ram's name is there, I have not touched that house. So in our life also, where Ram, Krishna's name is there, even Yamadutas will not come. So with that way, Hanuman confirms that, kind of Lord Ram's name always will be protected. So there's another pastime. Once, I think, Mother Sita was putting her bindi. So, Hanuman asked Mother Sita, why are you putting this kumkum here in the forehead? So Mother Sita says that this is for protection of my Lord Ram. So immediately Hanuman goes to the kumkum and he applies throughout his body. So just one drop of kumkum, the mother Sita's forehead, can protect Lord Ram, so let my full body with the kumkum only. Let my Lord be protected. So this is the mood in which you know uh, Hanuman serves. So there is one joke also, maybe that is it's a fact, but it's a kind of a joke you can take. Once all the Ramayana is finished, all the monkeys are gone back. So some of the monkeys requested Hanuman, we want to go and meet Lord Ram. So Hanuman said, how we can go to Ayodhya? Now, by this time, Lord Rama is back in Ayodhya. So you monkeys cannot go to Ayodhya. It's a palace. You cannot go. But all the monkeys insisted that, Hanuman, you can. If you request Lord Ram, he'll allow. Please allow us to go and let's meet Lord Ram. So Hanuman says, yes, I'll take you all, but behave properly. So be careful. So they all come, and Hanuman gives instruction that you should do whatever I do only. You should not do any mischievous. So all the monkey says, no problem, we will do just like what you done, what you do. So they all come, they are arranged a big Maidan. So they were, and Lord Ram tells Hanuman, arrange a big feast for them. Let them eat, then I'll come. So all the monkeys were sitting, the big feast, what the monkeys eat? Chickpeas. So they have all been served, but none of them eating. They are all waiting Hanuman, because the Hanuman told, whatever you do, only I'll do. They will do. So Hanuman took few pieces of chickpeas. He wanted to peel them. That is kind of slipped out of his hand. So Hanuman just jumped to pick it up. So when this is happening, all the monkeys started throwing the chickpeas and started jumping and catching it. So the point is that they were trying to follow the Hanuman, but Hanuman's chickpeas by mistake gone up. So the point is that how monkeys followed the instruction of Hanuman so perfectly. So like that, so many pastimes of Hanuman. So we will not get more into that. We'll move on to the other personality. Very important personality is Bharat Maharaj. Bharat is the dearmost brother of Lord Ram, and the most accused personality is Bharat. So we know the story how Dasharatha Maharaj had given a boon to Kaikai, and Kaikai said, when the right time comes, I'll ask. And here Lord Ram's coronation was getting ready, and all the preparation was ready. So that evening, Kaikai goes to Dasharat and says that, my lord, you remember you are given me the boon that, I can ask anything. Dasharat says, yes, yes, I told. So now Kaikai says, I want to ask that now. So Dasharat says, okay, what do you want? So she says, Lord should be, my son Bharat should be made king, and Ram should be banished to forest 14 years. The first one is that my son Bharat should be made king, and second, Lord Ram should be sent to forest for 14 years. So on hearing this, Dasharath fell unconscious, and he could not even tolerate how can he separate Lord Ram from this. But of course, the message was given to Ram. Ram was getting ready. Now this message was reached Bharat, who were not the Bharat and Shatrugna. They were not there. They were asked to come immediately. When Bharat reached the Ayodhya, he could see how he could feel something wrong, and nobody is talking, because by the time Dasharatha already left his body, and Ram has already left the palace of Ayodhya. So whole city of Ayodhya was like a graveyard, a smashan. Nobody is talking, everybody grieving, everybody crying. So Bharat was thinking or asking people, tell me what happened, but nobody is answering. Everybody is standing like a dead body. So Bharata finally comes to his mother Kaikeyi. So and asks, my mother, tell me what happened. So Kaikeyi says, my dear son, We are very happy today. What happened? You are the king now. So this kind of is kind of a thunderbolt for Bharat. What? How can I be king? My lord Ram is there. No, no, I have taken a boon from your father that you will be made king, and Ram is banished to forest. So when hearing this, actually Bharat takes his sword and says that, mother, just because you're my mother, I'm sparing you. Otherwise, I would have killed you now. How dare you to do this to my brother, my Lord Ram? Actually, he says, I disown you. You are not my mother. He uses all kind of words against Kaikai, and he comes out. So that is the time another mother, Kaushalya, Kaushalya comes running to hug Bharat, because Kaushalya loved Bharat more than Lord Ram. So when she comes running to hug Bharat, but few step back she stops and immediately says, Kaushalya says, "Hey Rajan, accept my pranams." So Bharat gets kind of shocked. How my mother calls me Raja? You, instead of calling me my son, she calls me Raja. So then Bharat says, my mother, I thought at least you will understand me. You also misunderstood. How can you say that I I want to become king and my lord Ram will be banished to forest? How can you do that? How can you ever think of that? So of course later, Kaushalya understood Bharat's mood. Kaushalya hugs Bharat, consoles him. Then Bharat goes to Vasishta. So here again, very important discussion. So Bharat asked Vasishta, "You are a Kuluguru. You are the priest. You are the guiding factor for all. How can you do such mistakes?" So Vasishta says, "What mistake I did? What did I do?" Then Bharata asked, "Please remember what my mother asked. My mother asked two boons. What is the first boon? First boon that Bharat, my Kaikai asked, my son Bharat should be made king. And Dasharatha said yes. Then second boon is that Lord Ram should be banished to forest. Okay. Now, when the first boon given, I am made king, then what right my father has got to send Lord Ram to forest? Because by the time Dasharatha is no more king, I'm the king, because first boon is given already. So Vasishta says, yes, you are right. So that way he counters with Vasishta and said, you also made a mistake here. You should not allow Ram to go back to go to the forest. So like this, he discuss, and then of course he goes to the forest. We know how he pleads with the Lord Ram, please come back, come. But of course Ram did not agree to come back. Lord wanted to continue to serve in the forest. Now next 1 minute we'll disconnect. Please connect back. So another 5-10 minutes we'll try to close once you connect back. So, and finally the Bharat pleads that at least give me your chapel, lotus, your paduka. Let me worship that paduka for 14 years. And actually Bharat did exactly that. He kept the paduka on the simhasana, and he stayed outside the city in a cave as a mendicant, and he ate only the roots and nuts, or the some barley soaked in cow urine. That's what he did 14 years. He did not eat any opulence food. He did not take any of the opulence, because his Ram is in the forest. How can I enjoy when my Lord in the forest? So this is the mode in which Bharat kind of served and Lord Ram. So this is the one of the great personality who always wanted to serve Lord Ram, and but many times he has been given a wrong name. We'll disconnect here. Please connect back.